What's up, guys? And good morning. I feel quite weird. It's only 5:30. I passed out and took a nap for like 4 hours, and I couldn't fall asleep until like I don't even know 1 or 2, and then I only slept for like another 4 hours. It's like I took 2 naps. I had a dream of when I was like 23, 24 years old. There's quite a few people in my group and people that I'm talking to that are that age. I'm a little bit older than that, but one guy asked me yesterday, he said, "What made you you? We want to know what made you you." So I posted the story of how I became Lux. But, I was thinking about that. Even in my dream, I was thinking about that. And I was thinking about when I was stuck. That's been this topic of conversation that's coming up with many people in my group. They're actually telling me this, talk about that. And I'm like, well, I had to want it. I had to want to change. And it didn't happen immediately. And I'm nowhere close to where I want to be. But I do believe I've more or less permanently mastered my self-discipline. It is no longer it is no longer a block. There is no longer any blocks there. There were blocks. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, all I wanted to do is just hang out with my friends and get high, and like it wasn't about drugs. It was just wanting to, have fun, and like I would always attract people. I've always been social, and like I've always been able to make friends, but the older I got, the more introverted I became. Like I eventually began to push these people away. I think you have to have boundaries and standards, and your outer is a reflection of your inner. As my inner standards rose, that's when I began to attract millionaires in my life. It was my standards. I no longer tolerated just like bullshitting, okay? Hanging out with your boys, smoking weed, taking Adderall for fun, and then playing video games, and just drinking, and like, all you're doing is just like masturbating. I mean, if I'm honest, it's like all you're really doing. Like it feels good, but okay, whatever. Then that's it. Like it's not productive. Maybe it helps you fall asleep or something, or feels good for a little while. But when you're just hanging out with your bros, you're hanging out with your mates, or you're just like chasing these girls, like, I mean, dude, there's work to be done. What changed? I had to really want it. I would listen to podcasts like all day long. I listened to like every single Grant Cardone podcast at the time. Like I'm obsessive. Like who goes through every single post in a 10,000 people group? Like, that's a crazy thing to do. Like who does shit like that? Like I do shit like that. I went through every single podcast episode. I don't know. I just felt like if I did it, then that would feel like a bigger accomplishment in my mind. I wanted big accomplishments. I had none. I have a genius IQ, academically gifted. That's not good enough, right? Like I achieve these things and then I reject myself. It's not good enough, man. Okay, so what? 150K, 200K salary job. So what? I'm not going to trade my soul for a fucking check. I'm in control. It's my life, Okay, then I'm broke. Then I'm starting to make money. Then I'm finally making some money in sales. I'm finally making like an average decent amount of money for my age, working in sales. I like that I was able to do it by my own will, by my own power, by my choice. But still, it's just a fucking job, You're still just chained to a job. Then I meet some millionaires. I meet some people in MLM who are making a lot. But they're still like... It's still the company writing them a check, though, even though it's their own multi-level team, So that wasn't good enough. I don't know. It's like things just like my entire life has been constantly leveling up, and then I hit the next level, and then it's just not good enough, and then I have to go to the next level. So, make it a 10K day, during COVID. That was great. I got kind of arrogant, but that wasn't good enough. I didn't feel like I was a legitimate entrepreneur. It felt like it was just a pop-up shop opportunity. Okay. Got a couple clients, high ticket, honestly, pretty quickly, maybe by luck or accident. I don't know. I think I just fucking wanted it. It was fun. Um, I was not honestly not even trying to get clients. I was trying to just be authentically me. And I think I need to remember this from time to time. It's when I'm authentic and true to myself is when success oftentimes manifests for me, not me forcing like clients and treating it like a door-to-door job, cold DM job. So I was authentically being me, sharing videos on Facebook, got the Rising Creator badge and got noticed. And that's how I was getting clientele. I was true to my inspiration and my authenticity. Um, I got bored of that. I didn't want to do cold anymore. You don't have to do cold, guys. Organic community is the superior strategy. I didn't know that though 4 years ago. That's when I started coaching for the first time. I didn't know that organic community was even possible. School was not around back then. I mean, it was, but it was just so early. Too early. Okay. And then second business, 4 figures in a day, clear that, 1,400 in a day, easy. $200 an hour, easy. It's too easy and it's not impressive enough. It's just a fucking transportation moving business. It's not impressive. I like the money. I like the hourly. Some things are impressive. Some things are not impressive. It's not good enough, man. I want to be fucking a digital nomad and now I want to be an influencer. It's not good enough, man. Assuming I can hit the rocket, crown, or diamond, assuming that I can, let's put myself there, then what's not going to be good enough? Like, digital, I'm just going to want to sell the agency and then help like artists and then make like really viral content. That's honestly what's going to happen. It's going to be like, this is boring, just teaching people fucking how to become an agency, Just fucking work hard and like learn things and figure it out, like goddamn, it's not that hard. Then I want to master virality, be a superstar, maybe go into movies and music and create stars. I want to create Grammy award-winning stars. Probably be like have a record label and a production company, the real artistry, hang out with superstars and celebrities. That's probably what's going to happen over the next 20 years. I'm still young enough to say 20 years, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just not good enough. Like not good enough means I feel kind of like dead inside. All right. This is my psychology of myself. If you want to psychoanalyze me, I feel dead inside. I'm bored, It's like, dude, this is so boring. Like, it's not good enough for me, man. Like, I want better than this. Like, I don't know. It pushes me to the next level. It organically pushes me to the next level. You would say it's probably my human design channel from my root to my solar plexus. I have an actual, like, energetic channel according to them. The root pushes me to my solar plexus transformation. The transformation is pulling it in. So it's a push-pull channel that I have in a double masculine channel, dude, like, we just got to do better than this, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Like, doesn't it fucking haunt you when you can't do what you say you're going to do? Like, doesn't it haunt you inside? Isn't it so fucking frustrating to just feel like you're always failing all the time? Like, I don't know, man. It drives you kind of crazy. Like, I can say such crazy shit, like such dark, abusive, traumatic shit because those things were said to me and I mastered myself and I slew the demons. That's why I can say shit like that and then laugh about it because it no longer affects me, right? When I go into abusive, crazy lux, like dark, mode, I say, you're so full of shit, you're a fucking loser. Bro, I said these things to myself in my own head, okay? Like, I said all of these terrible things that sometimes I say on video, like, kind of abusive and toxic. Like, those were the things that were said to me by my parents, by my associates. Why the fuck would like rich people want to hang out with you? I had a girlfriend who said that to me. That was crushing. Like, you didn't believe in me, you know? She was like, I posted on Facebook, like, I really want to hang out with like doctors, lawyers, like high level people. And then she said, why would they want to hang out with you? In other words, like, you ain't shit. That hurt, and that really bothered me. She was just a dumb bitch. She had a great ass, you know. She was half Colombian. Her name was Carolina. I mean, she was really pretty, and you know, but she was just dumb. A dumb thought, like to take Xanax, you know, just a dumb girl, you know. Um, I grew up in a kind of wealthy area, all right? I grew up in the rich part of San Antonio. My parents did well enough for us to just get into that kind of neighborhood, but by no means, like we lived in kind of the more poor side of the rich area. So, you know, even rich people still can be poor, you know, poor rich people. My parents are not rich, but they have good financial habits. You know, they saved a lot and, you know, paid things off. They did the whole, like, you know, pay the house off and, you know, so they're set for life. As far as the middle class game, I mean, they more or less won that game. So, you know, I mean, I can't speak too badly of them when it comes to financial responsibility and career success. I mean, they climbed the ladder. My mom got a PhD. I mean, you know, I think they did fine. And I think that gave me an advantage in many ways, you know, to not be frivolous, to not overly waste money. You know, I live a more minimalist kind of life, but I'm not really that pressured. You know, I'm never strapped for cash. I don't like to be strapped for cash. Um, okay, what makes me me? I mean, dude, like, I wanted to be proud of myself more than I cared about money. I wanted to feel internally like loving myself was like respecting myself. For all you spiritual people out there, we're using pink and yellow now. Like, it's hard to love yourself if you don't respect yourself. There is a man and a woman, or like a parent and a child. It doesn't have to be a gender, but it could be like a parent and a child. Or it could be a masculine and a feminine, you know, but there's like a this and a that. There's like a yin and a yang. There's like two dual forces. We all have the X and the Y chromosome. I mean, potentially, okay? It's just in women, it's not activated, but women can have male children, right? So we all have the chromosomes in us. Um, you know, it's just not activated, you know? You don't want it bad enough. That's it. You don't want it bad enough, and it's not frustrating enough. Like, that's why I act like a savage, you know? You just don't fucking want, it's the truth. You just don't want it bad enough. You tolerate your bullshit more than you punish yourself for failure. That's honestly probably what it is. You don't punish yourself for failing. You think it's okay to fail. It is fucking unacceptable to fail. I'll smash my head against a fucking rock and until I die, bleed out to death before I will fucking quit as a failure. Do you know what I'm saying? This is an all or nothing thing. This is totalitarian, you know, rule in my mind, like a dictator. It is all or nothing. You're going to do what I fucking tell you to do, or I want you to go, you know, I have to be careful about the words that I say on YouTube, but you know what I was about to say. Fucking end it. Then just end it once and for all, you fucking loser, phony ass bitch. You know, you're going to win or you're going to die is basically what I'm saying. You're going to win or you're going to die, you know. Like, and you're not going to die, right? You're going to win. You have to win. It's a requirement. You must do this, right? You must do this. You know, this is fucking inexcusable. I actually felt like last week was too easy. I had perfect 300s for 7 days in a row, and I felt like that wasn't enough. I have a drive. I pressure myself to, like, you know, an ultimate standard. Like, even 330 outbound comments, like, I didn't put in a 14-hour day that day, you know. In the beginning, it was very hard to do 300 outbound, but now I'm doing it in, like, sometimes it only takes like 8 hours. It's like you could have worked like another 4 to 6 hours. You could have. I'm not even that tired. I'm going to take today off. I'm not even tired. I'm kind of just restlessly bored, but I'm allowed. I burnt out kind of hard like second week of February. I have this giant calendar. If you can see that. So I'm writing down all my stats and I look at it, right? I look at my time, right? That's how serious I am about my life. Like I'm constantly looking at my all you people out there, you don't track your fucking numbers because you're running away from yourself and you want to give yourself little excuses. If you really fucking meant what you said and you did what you said you would do, then you would love calendars tracking your stats, right? You run away from it because calendar means fear of being exposed because you're actually just being fucking lazy, right? No, calendar to me means pride. And I'm analyzing that bitch. I'm looking in there and I'm digging, like, what else can I do? Like, yes, I hit the number, but is that really enough? Did I really maximize the day? Like, did I really win the day? Like, successful people, when they go to bed, they want to feel like they won the day. They did everything that they could do to win. Today we're in Planetary Eagle, day 10, Blue Eagle. Eagle is an analyst and like a specialist, you know, he's like a special ops. Like he would be like a fucking, you know, Tom Cruise, you know, Jack Reacher, kind of Mission Impossible. He's a special agent, you know. Eagle is a specialist and has the insight to the eagle eyes. Eagle is really good at strategy and process. The bird's eye view, you know, analysis. It's an intelligent code, but it's applied to, you know, process, strategy. Okay, and they can be a bit creative too. The blue codes are all creative codes, you know. Eagle can be cool, can be a cool guy. All right, go into our photo shoot for our, you know, new release of this movie. Eagle can be a real cool character, but you know, I don't know, man. You just have to want it. You have to fucking want it, right? I don't know. The universe told me if you commit 100%, you will succeed, you know, and I committed 100%. And then I made a 5-figure day. Like, you know, my intuition tells me things. I immediately execute, and then I get the result. And then my intuition said you could probably build a profitable moving business. So I did. And, you know, yeah, I wanted to prove that I was competent as a man and as an entrepreneur. If you can build any business to a 4-figure day that's, you know, consistently, then that would be, I wasn't consistent, but consistently, you know, it's 25K a month. That's honestly pretty great. I'd feel pretty fucking proud of myself making like 300,000 a year. That's not enough for me, but I would feel proud, you know, in my 20s or 30s. If you could do that by yourself, you know, minimal overhead, that's pretty impressive to me, but not impressive enough. I need $100,000 a month. You know, I need the diamond. That'll be impressive. Like another thing you need to understand about me is the whole like anima thing, like Carl Jung. Like oftentimes I'm looking at myself as like a attractive woman would look at me. Like all the girls that I want that are kind of like TikTok models, like I'm looking at myself in terms of how would they view me. Do you know what I mean? Most of the things that I do is to impress them. If I'm honest, why would a 22 to 24-year-old, you know, young woman like who's a 10 out of 10 and could basically, you know, have any rich kind of guy, like why would she choose me? That's how I'm often analyzing myself as a man, you know, and so I want to impress her. Like, yeah, 100,000 plus a month in your own business, full digital nomad, rich digital nomad. Now has a team. Yeah, that dude, you're a badass. At that point, you're a multimillionaire. You know, the business is probably worth 8 figures if you're consistently pulling in 100, 200K a month. No, by that point, you're like a demigod, okay? From 8-figure to 9-figure entrepreneur, you know, yeah, okay, that's even more like now permanent money, like a Gary V, Grant Cardone, Alex Hormozy, like a strong 9 figures. Like that's honestly, by that point, it's like, okay, 9 figures, billionaire, like that's just like ungodly amounts of money. But I feel like an 8-figure net worth is like a real fuck you, you know, real fuck you to all the doubters and all the haters out there, you know. So that's what I believe is impressive. I am comparing myself to those standards. So if you can't even work fucking a 12, 14-hour day and you're fucking jerking off and watching anime, I would hang myself. I literally would take a nail gun, you know, right, one in the middle too. Bang, goodbye, lights out. You know, game over. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Like, I don't know, man. Like, to me, like, I literally have a destructive, you know, violence to failure. It makes me very angry. It makes me so angry that I might do things that I would seriously regret. You know, it it's a darkness in me, man. Why? Because I hate feeling like that loser. Oh my God, guys, I felt like such a loser, you know, fucking bum, never achieved anything in my life. Driving Uber, seriously, like driving Uber, just broke all the time. What kind of girl's gonna want a guy like that? They're not, right? So I hated myself. I hated the man that I had become, you know. In some ways, I was proud of myself because I was going for it. I quit my sales job, you know, decently paying sales job to build my own businesses. So in some ways, I was like proud you're going for it, but in other ways, I'm not proud because you haven't figured it out yet, right? Like the pain of failure was so overwhelming in my mind that I wanted to destroy myself, you know? And the only way to healthily destroy yourself is to transform yourself. So it's like, you know, I didn't become a butterfly. I became more like a moth. There are beautiful looking moths, but it was a destructive metamorphosis, you know. Dude, like, you know, I genuinely really hated myself. I genuinely really loathed and hated myself. I hated what, you know, I'm not saying this is healthy or unhealthy, nor am I advising you to have this kind of a psychology. I'm just explaining to you that was the only thing that could actually get me to commit to personal transformation, like to really push myself to maximum productivity, right? And then you're pushing yourself as hard as you can, and you're not sure if you're going to burn out, but truthfully, like, you don't even care because it's like I have nothing else. This is all I have. All I have is this intensity to succeed because I don't have anything else other than that, you know? So I took $1,000, that's all I had. I invested it into gym equipment, and then I flipped that probably 20, 30 times. Had about $30,000 of equipment in my inventory. One guy comes in, he more or less buys me out or like most of my shit, and that's how I did 10K a day. So $1,000 initial investment, you know, and then I'm just cycling this inventory like constantly and then buying new inventory immediately, re-upping because I knew where all the stores were. I knew which stores had the supplies. Hello? Can I help you? Me? Heavy breathing? Hello? Yes? How can I help you today? Anyways, guys, it's a curiosity, it's a rage in me, and I would work out a lot, you know. When you exercise a lot, guys, you will literally have like 10 times more energy. I'm not even exaggerating when I say 10 times the power. Why would you not want to have that? You don't want to have that because you tolerate failure. Your inner parent allows the inner child to slack off, and you make these little white lies. And okay, explain your life away. You're going to be 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and you've never accomplished shit, and you gave up on your school dream, and you saw Benjamin become the fucking number one guy on the entire platform. Now he's hanging out with billionaires and superstars, and you're thinking, God damn, you know, why? Because he pushed himself to his maximum and he was willing to go all in, commitment, right? I'm saying relative maximum is sustainable. I don't want you to put 100 hours in and then fucking take 2 weeks off because you have to recover from that. That would be a terrible strategy. That would only be an average of 33 hours, which is probably what most of you guys actually fucking do right now anyways, you know? Sustainable means I want you to be able to hold on to this pace for fucking 50, 60, 70 weeks in a row, okay? You are never going to lose efficiency. This spinning ball of your momentum that I'm demonstrating in my hand, grabbing onto that, does not lose power. Actually only gains power over time. It can be slower. This is Taurus, this is Leo, this is Scorpio, this is Aquarius, this is fixed energy. I am a fixed sign. It only gets even more powerful, and it will never slow down. It will never lose efficiency. Do you understand? I need you to get yourself to that level of a mindset. It's sustainable. I know I can do it. And then you do it. And then it never slows down. It never burns out. It never loses efficiency. This flame will never go out. Okay, guys? I hope that I can explain to you, maybe myself. If you are a psychologist, go ahead, psychoanalyze me. Dude, I fucking hated being a loser. I always wanted to do better. I thought that I could. So I had the balls to go for the next level. Me making $150,000 as a 22-year-old, I already knew that I could achieve that. I already knew that I could go to Harvard MBA or Wharton or whatever the fuck. I already knew I could go work on Wall Street and be an investment banker. That to me was like death. It made me feel dead inside. So every single time that I hit a plateau, guys, I'm a Capricorn North Node. Every time I hit a plateau, I know what the next level is for me. And I had to have the balls to go for it. I had to have the balls to drop out of college and face my parents' wrath. You know, they were so pissed at me for doing that. They didn't understand that in my mind, I had already achieved that life. So even though I had not achieved that life, I projected my mind into that life and I already lived that life. Do you know what I'm saying? And I said, I can do better than this. And then the universe said, okay. So I unplug from the entire fucking system of my entire life. Now I'm a free agent, but I'm like, holy shit, this is scary. This is a scary world. I'm like 20 years old. I don't know anything, right? I'm an idiot 20-year-old. I don't know shit about anything, you know? I'm totally unplugged from the matrix. You know, and then I'm sad that my parents don't believe in me. They don't see my greatness. I'm meditating. I'm hanging out with my bros and chasing girls. I've always been good with girls. I've always been able to attract pretty girls, you know, and friends. But I had to actually step away from them. And I had to say, you guys are not doing anything. Like, you're not going to accomplish anything in your life. Like, you know, I'm sorry, but it's not good enough for me. I want to hang out with winners. A few years later, I'm hanging out with multimillionaires. You know, I'm attracting millionaire mentors. I have been consistently attracting very rich people in my life since I was 24 years old. You know, it's effortless to me. Why? Because I commit and they all committed. That's why they're millionaires, right? It's just commitment, dude. You know, when I become a multimillionaire, as I know I will, you know, I just want to see commitment. I love to see a younger person committed, on fire for their dream. Okay? We love that. We love to see that. Reminds us of ourselves. Okay? Dude, I'm committed. Right? I still woke up at 5 a.m., you know, even though it's my day off, even though it's Sunday. Like, I don't know. It's just a habit. It's like permanently wired into me. It's just a habit. Fucking get up, man. Make something of yourself and get up, you know? Okay? Did you hit your 300 today? No. Well, then fucking, you know, you don't deserve to live, okay? Like, did you hit your numbers? No. No woman's ever going to want you. You're disgusting. Did you hit your number? Yes. Okay, good. Okay. Now you're actually, you know, more worthy. Did you hit your numbers? Yes, I did. Okay. It's very hard. Okay, good. I'm proud of you, right? I am proud of you. when you did what you knew you were supposed to do. Did you hit your numbers? Yes, I did. Okay, good. You know, I think it's getting a little too easy now, man. Maybe we need to actually increase. Oh my God. You want me to now do what? 400 outbound a day? Oh my God. This is a psychotic level of outbound. Yeah. And you want a psychotic amount of money. And you want a psychotic amount of pride. And you want a psychotic amount of beautiful young women in your life. You know, right? So pay the price, man. Come on, pay up. Hope you guys have a nice Sunday, and I'll catch you